Okay. Hope you guys can hear me. Hey, Carrie, what's up? ARAYA should be on here in just a little bit. And hey, Slaw, what's going on, buddy? Carrie, there's Saw. Okay. Now, we got to start this out right, so I'm going to try this one more time.
¿Qué pues, pinche gringo mamón? Si tengo mi green card.
Thanks for your collaboration. And remember, don't come back again.
Y el gringo nos quiere cobrar el muro. Dile que no, pinche gringo racista. Pues no te pagaremos nada.
Wait a minute, please.
Somos gente honrada y...
All right. All right. Let me see how ARAYA's doing. Hey. Damn webcam. You stop it. Stop it. I mean it. We ain't gonna have this shit tonight. Good God. It's like working with a monkey or something. Where's that program at? Oh, God. I swear to God, it's hard to get good help these days. And it's just, hey, you, hey. Yeah, you, hey. Stop it. I mean it. Are you going to behave or am I going to have to shut you off? What? You better not start. I mean it. You going to behave? Okay. I mean it. Hey, right here. God. Push-ups. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Don't move. I mean it. I'll replace you with a better webcam next time. Good God. Swear to God, it's hard to get good help. Let me see here. All right, now I can hear I can hear myself now. Sweet. How's everybody doing tonight? We have got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Hopefully, as long as ARAYA gets on here. She is experiencing some bad weather in her area. Let me see here. I'm pulling up a weather map right now. I know she's under a tornado watch, and I think now it might have been upgraded to... Whoops. No, I will not turn off my damn ad blocker. Okay, I'm about ready to pull up a weather map here. And she lives in, oh shit, on a brick. Okay. Share this tab instead. I'm starting to learn the basics of this. Let's see what we got here. Hope this tornado, but it is one of the most terrifying things to be in. It's just the sound alone is it's the stuff that nightmares are made of. I'll tell you that right now. It's very frightening to be in. It's like a howl, kinda. I remember one we got hit once, and I've never been. This is probably the closest I've ever been to one. Of course, those sirens are going off. We go outside, and the wind's blowing, the storm's coming, and there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, love.
Mic check.
We hear you.
That's what took me so long. I had to rework some stuff.
You know when Keanu does that? Can you hear me? Can you feel me? You ever see why I put in chat? No, I'm Helen Keller, damn it. I can't see you. I can't hear you. I can't. Have you ever been in a tornado? I was just telling them about that. For the ones that have never been in one, it's like the sound is like it's what nightmares are made of.
So I've never, yeah.
Go ahead.
I've never officially been in one. One has passed over us many times, but it hasn't quote unquote affected us. But yeah, it literally sounds like a train.
Yes.
My stuff got knocked off the walls last March 31st. It went right over us and then destroyed the town. Well, not the whole town, but my family, my sister's ex-husband's family, their house got totaled. They barely survived, and that was just it was 2 years ago. Yeah. And so we all have a huge phobia because not only did my family lose everything, same tornado, a good friend of mine was in a state park, and she was in an RV, and the whole place, it was McCormick's Creek, and it got destroyed. Some people died, and that place has never been the same. You can't even camp there anymore because it was just destroyed so bad. So yeah, I have a tornado phobia.
When the sky turns green, that usually, I think that is a clear indicator that you're getting hail. And I don't want to go searching around for it, but I took a screenshot from when we had some severe weather the year before last here in Channel 5 local news, and they had the scale on the side of hail. It's like dime, quarter size, golf ball, baseball. Blu-ray. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
I've never
seen Blu-ray. I don't want to get hit by one. That's for fucking sure. Yeah, we're looking at the weather a while ago. We saw what's your situation right now?
So that's what I'm kind of trying to open everything so I can check everything because
go right on ahead.
It is still. It's very unstable, I guess is the right word. So it's like little bitty stuff. Like the main one passed over. Like that's what just happened. So like right now I think we're okay. But like the little ones keep spawning up right along the state line. So but we went through this just a couple days ago. Like it sucks. It's not
I was
fun.
telling them we had one come close by. And the sirens are going off like idiots here in Oklahoma. We were outside, and the wind's blowing, the trees are going crazy. And you hear thunder and see the lightning and shit. And we're out there, and it was the most creepiest feeling in the world. Everything stopped. Nothing. You can still see the lightning in there, and it's like all the trees are blowing, and now they're just like, and these trees, and we're sitting there like, this don't feel right. We need to get inside. Then the trees just sit there and started bending over like that. And come to find out, the tornado actually, it went over our house. But as on our way in, I got picked up and thrown into the house, right through the front door. The door was open. I didn't go through the door, but I went through the doorway. But it literally picked me up off my feet and threw me. So, yeah. That's one of those things. I want to try to find something real quick for you guys. I don't know if you saw that, but I think it was last year. Yeah, last year we had a breakout.
Yeah, it comes from you guys and then just moves all the way over to us.
Oh,
In fact, earlier today we had a huge dust storm. Like
Now
our sky was like orange. It was orange outside at like 3
Yes.
p.m. today. It was so
ours
weird and
is right now.
creepy as shit. And there was a huge dust, like all across the country. And they said that it came from like Texas and Oklahoma because you guys had like 70-mile-an-hour-per-hour winds or some shit, and it got all this dust, and now it caked Illinois and Indiana. So it was raining mud in Illinois earlier.
Yes, it will do that. I think I found what I was looking for. Let me see here. It was the 98, not it. This was, I think 2024. Let me put that in there. And yeah, this was the most craziest tornado footage ever. Oh, guess what? We might have a sponsor.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, we actually got a lot of stuff to talk about. I think, yeah, I found it. Most incredible tornado video footage ever. And
Parallel it. This road will have. Okay, it's going back right? Yeah. Back right. It's destroying that windmill. Look at that windmill. It's shredded that windmill. We're gonna miss the right side. Debris coming down! Deploy the subsonic soon! We get the path of it! Can I just throw it out the window or what? No, let's just wait. Whoa! Wow. Oh, we gotta go. I don't have my eyes on the map, but I got it. We're in the air, rappel on it. Look at that thing. Get inside the car. Stay inside the car, hurry. I'm in. I need a north option.
yeah, that is just one of the most, hurricanes are bad enough, but the sheer force of a tornado, man, the hurricane can't compete with it. It is just, I want to say it's maybe a couple hundred miles per hour more intense than a hurricane.
I have definitely decided that, I've lived 44 years in the Midwest in Tornado Alley, and I'll go deal with the hurricanes now on the coast. I'll take the beach in the hurricanes because this shit sucks.
Something's gonna happen. I'm gonna at least enjoy it. Well, check this out. I got a new shirt.
Cute. I like it.
Stop it. I mean it. I told you, stop acting up. Uh-huh. My camera's, it's AI shit. It's got a mind of its own. Let me see here. There would you stop it? Yeah, he's not gonna. Anyway, it says DOGE. It's got the flag going down, and 47. That says "Greet the people." It's coming in my mouth. I can't really talk like that. Wow. Anyway, and at the bottom it says Department of Government Efficiency. Never thought I would ever see or hear those two words in the same
It's
sentence.
definitely an oxymoron.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, too bad we never got our shirts that I made. I actually got a refund. They refunded
I got
me.
mine the other day too.
So.
There's a lot of other places that do that. I'd keep moving on, and let us know.
Yeah, because I mean, I got a random sale on Facebook, so I mean, obviously, I could get more. So, I mean, you bought one, but also, you trying to, help and support. But I was surprised that one of my Facebook friends bought one too. So, didn't even tell me until she never got it. So, but yeah, there's tons to talk about this week. So.
Oh yeah. So I've been a busy beaver, and let me see.
My cat just found a snake. Stop it, Zenith. Stop. 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 I don't think it's a bad one. Stop. I think it's just a girder snake. Poor little guy. Zan. Good find, buddy, but leave it alone. Little snaky. Oh my god, it's got a heart on the top of his head. You can't probably see. Look at that. Hi, Snaky. Zan. Be nice to Snaky. We love all animals here. Not gonna hurt us. You just want to play with the little nope rope? Oh gosh, okay. I gotta save it. Mommy's in a scary chair. They've never seen it before. Alright. I know, everything's scary all of a sudden. Good boy. Hold on, Jack. Easy. That was not easy. Good boys. That was not a good boy. You little poop head. You're bad, Johnny. You stole the cookie bag. Now you don't get cookies. Easy. That wasn't that easy, Jack. Settle down. Settle down, boys. That wasn't very easy. Back up. Back up a little. They're just big dogs. Act like it. Act like you got manners. Good boy, Jack. That is a good boy. See, Jack learned to back up already, and he's the newer one. Johnny, can you back up? Good boy, Jack. Good boy, Jack. That's my boy. That is my boy. You're my boy too, but you're kind of a punk ass. You stole the sack a minute ago. You are a punk-ass donkey. That's Johnny's bowl. That's not very nice. But your bowl is always there still. You gonna do it again? Now that you know you're being filmed? Go ahead, do it again. Show everybody your new trick. Oh, wow. Awesome. Oh, and you could stand it upright. Wow, that is a trick. Wow. Butthead.
That is just so adorable.
Yep, that's my life. They're funny. I mean, they have personality. You can see it.
Yes, they do. You can see that, yes. So, all right, first thing that we can talk about tonight has to do with our sponsor. Let me find it.
They're really telepathic too. Like they know, like we know, like we telepathically, like, I know they want me to come out there, or as I'm getting ready to walk out the door, they'll start honking and hollering. It's like we just have a connection.
Okay, where is it at? Okay, share screen. And
Oh, congrats on your daughter-in-law.
oh, thank you so much. Yes. Oh, I
I mean,
get
I
it
know
now.
I said something in the chat, but that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was funny because we were going to it, and it didn't click in my head. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, okay. So here we are. All right. So our new sponsor. You ready for this?
Yeah, I have. I watched her
The last,
crying.
the
That she didn't do
yeah,
it on purpose. That she slid into her.
bullshit.
And I'm all about devil's advocate. I always put myself in other people's shoes. For fun, I will try to counter an argument just to try to beat it, whether I have any stake in it or not. So I just like I'm a triple Libra. I just like to figure things out and no, that was completely intentional. There's no way in
Yeah.
hell that physics made that happen.
No, if you've ever run track like that, from what I heard, most people, I mean, they hold that thing. They have a death grip on that baton. So that just, I can't think of any other time in history that this has happened. So now she's boo-hooing and trying to find some news on it. I heard NAACP is trying to advocate for her, which is just insane. Here we go. Let me play this.
Hit another runner in the head with the baton is speaking out.
I would never do that on purpose. That's not in my character.
Everett says the incident is a complete misunderstanding, pointing to another angle of the race as proof.
The baton was literally like her arm was literally hitting the baton like this until she got a little ahead and my arm got stuck like this.
In the video, Everett is seen on the inside track running the 4x200 relay at the Virginia State High School League Championships when junior Kaylin Tucker came around the outside on the corner.
That's when she hit me with the baton. I just felt a bang on my head and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head. She was later diagnosed with a concussion. This morning, Alayla Everett, the
I think it's totally intentional, and she should
Totally.
get
If it would have
expelled
happened,
from whatever, all like disqualified from everything.
if it would have happened the way she said it happened, yeah, I could see that girl going down, but she ain't going to get a concussion. You're not going to get a concussion unless somebody wallops you over the head with that steel pipe or baton. There's just no way. I don't care who you are. That doesn't happen.
Also, she was running already, so her adrenaline was already spiked up. So that had to have fucking hurt for her to finally collapse from it. Because usually you don't even feel that shit. Or you do barely, but you finish what you're doing, and then you're like, oh crap, I'm bleeding. So that hit her pretty damn hard to take her out that fast.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That was definitely intentional. I mean, those things, they're just called batons, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
because let me see, one weight of a baton. Put in race baton. Oh, Jesus Christ. 1.76 ounces. That thing weighs less than 2 pounds. Yes, that is. You had to wallop her. A police baton. Oh boy, I used to carry one of those between 13 ounces and 21 ounces. So yeah, that is a lot heavier than. Uh, what's that? I keep hearing a ding dong.
It's my phone because everybody's checking on me.
Hey, that's more. That's very important. If you gotta,
I'm trying to return a few of them just to try to shut them up, but
yeah,
then they're
because I
getting
mean,
more.
we all worry about you, so I just imagine.
Yeah, I don't mind. Like that's why I have my phone here, and I'm trying to
Yes,
kind of
Meg.
pay attention.
Totally intentional. You want to come on the show, Meg? Because we would love to have you on here.
Anytime.
Yeah, Meg.
Yeah, and I need to say hi to everybody. I didn't. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Meg. Hey, Saul.
Push-ups is lurking around somewhere. So
Push-ups is lurking. I wonder where Michael's at.
I don't know. So
He might not have an alert for you.
Push-ups is lurking. So just remember, the sheriff's in town, and he's got that itchy trigger finger. I love push-ups, man. That's my little brother right there. I love him to death.
So I have something to talk about too. If we need a gap or a filler or whatever.
Yeah, tell them to turn on the stream. There you go, Saw. Good point right there.
What? I can't talk to Michael. I don't know.
But send them the link to the stream.
Yes, Meg, this is my son's chair. He got it for Christmas last year. And a few more of the buttons are working on the computer.
All right,
Still,
hey, that's good news.
And I mean, it's working right now, and it's not glitching out, I don't think. So, but I switched up some things, so hopefully it's working better. But yeah, we gain like a couple new keys a day that work.
That's
It's
awesome.
kind of weird.
No, it happens. There's probably, man. Wish I lived closer. I could work on it for you, but I mean, a keyboard. Wish I could find that one picture and show you. It was funny. I was working on this friend's laptop, and the USB ports were real loose, and she made me take it home and work on it. I was like, "You got a safety pin or something? I can fix this in like 2 to 3 minutes." You know, no, I can't. I don't want to watch. Take it home with you. So I did. Fixed it overnight, and had it ready, and she's supposed to pick it up the next day. Well, I had somebody drop in for their laptop. They brought me over the laptop they needed fixed, and they had it fell off, and a dog walked across a pit bull, and it shattered the screen. So I was going to have to replace the screen. Now, to replace the screen on a laptop, you have to take the entire freaking laptop apart, because up underneath the bottom of the laptop is where this little thing plugs in for your Wi-Fi card, and those wires go up and they go through and down this chamber, on around, and they end up. It makes sense. Those wires, since they're an antenna, they go up into the monitor, because your monitor's up there, and that's going to be the best way for to get the Wi-Fi reception. So to do that, you have to take the whole freaking laptop apart. And that's what I did. And she, the first girl, my friend, she come over to get hers. And did I tell you guys that it was the same kind of laptop? She's already freaking out. She walks in the door and sees what she thought was her laptop, because they're identical, pieces all over the floor. She had these Harley Davidson biker boots on, and I thought she was just going to fucking just boom right in my forehead and face with it. I mean, the look on her face is like, don't. Oh my God, it was funny as hell. I didn't think it was funny at the time, but so, nobody got hurt. So yeah, that's what I used to do for a living. I've installed computer networks. I've stripped down computers. I actually had somebody time me once, and I couldn't have it faster if I know they were timing me. But I took two computers. They were identical, and they both had different problems. I stripped them all down bare bone, built one good working computer out of them in less than 8 minutes. So,
So that's how my dad is growing up. I mean, my dad always did IT, and he always had like a huge desk with like 3 or 4 different monitors and just pieces, and he'd always be working on one. And we'd have like a gaming computer for us when we came over, and then he'd have his work computer. Like, and then one of my best friends, she was the same way. She's a huge just computer person. She had like 2 or 3 monitors, and just I don't even know how to turn one on. Like, in like fucking middle school, like we'd have to go to the computer lab, and we were supposed to, like turn it off when we were done. I could never find that fucking button. I would just leave.
In high school, I ran the computer lab.
I hate them. And when I bought my first laptop, like I was so happy to go show my dad. I was like, "Look, Dad, I'm an adult. Like, I bought a
picking
computer."
it apart, and well, look at this. Oh God, look at that. Why couldn't you buy this or buy that, or what do you do?
No, he was happy. He was happy that I bought a
was.
computer. He couldn't believe it that his hippie daughter spent $800 at the time on a HP laptop, and so he was, checking it all out. I had a good job at the time. I was an employment consultant. I was a job coach for the mental and physically disabled people, and so like I had to like I had a computer at work, and it just was like, this makes sense to have my own laptop now. And so I took a tax check one year and went and bought one. I barely used that thing. Total waste of money.
I tell you what cracks me up though, man. You're talking about your job and shit. People, I see all these people complaining about not being able to find jobs, and you probably know all about this too. It's all in your mindset. When I went back and got re-educated on some stuff after I became disabled, I came back and I'm like, I don't want a job. I do not want to work. I don't want a job. I want a career. Big difference between a job and a career. And when you go do that, man, you got to go all out. And, I didn't cut my hair all the time, but yeah, it's going to be cut or it's going to be pulled back. I'm shaving. I'm breaking out shirt and tie. One job, hell, I even broke out a whole suit. You got to go in there, and these people don't understand that, and they're out there, but blue hair dye and nose rings and piercings all over the place. Airport alarms are going off before they even get to the deal. So yeah. You gotta.
No, back in our day, like this,
mindset.
I had like a little bitty tattoo right here on my wrist to hide, that I could hide with a watch if I had to. Yeah. Because I had a real job. I was a professional. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah, you had a career.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference between the two.
Yeah, it was a fun job, but it was shit pay. I got taken advantage of big time because I ended up having like 3 job titles and only 1 salary.
Oh God, that sucks.
They took advantage of me.
My problem was I worked for Hewlett Packard, was one of my last employers, and last one I enjoyed actually, and it was just I hate being a little tiny minnow or a fish in a big sea like that. It's just, it sucks. Ended up they were laid off like 60,000 or 80,000 people, and that's only like a small smidgen of their deal. But for only being there 6 months, I had like $10,000 that I got from all this and all that, all the perks and shit that they had. So it wasn't too bad. Let's catch up on chat. Dads are awesome. I wish I could say the same, but it depends.
Yeah, mine's so-so. He has his good pros and cons.
You should never do that, Meg. Don't hold down on the power button. Not good.
That's not what you do?
That is not what you do. And see, I'm old school. Back as DOS 4.0, we didn't have Windows. We had a little
I remember
C-Pop.
DOS.
And I can work that like a charm. I mean, I can sit there when I go to work on people's computers, you know, they got virus or something, and they got all these files are just up, and they're like, "How in the hell are you doing this?" And I'm like, you know, I'm looking for something. What are you looking at? I'll know when I see it. It's a trick. It's hard to explain, but you'll find it real quick. And, you know, hey, this is not supposed to be here. Boom, I gotcha. And I remember when I built this computer, somebody got online, and no, it wasn't me. It wasn't porn site. So this girl got on here and got onto it was a astrology or astrology site, horoscope, and she got it was brand new at the time too, and it was going to be like $300 to $500 to hopefully fix my computer. They got the FBI ransom virus. Had the FBI screen on here and telling you need to go. Your shit is locked up. You can turn it off and turn it back on, and it's going to go right back to it. And once you go get the green dot card, load up, $500, give them to them. I'm not that stupid, but I'm old school. I created a back door. I went into the back of the whole operating system, and I wiped that shit out myself, and I was pretty proud.
Yeah, it's all Greek to me.
I just like people. I am the same way, Carrie. My last actual real job was actually with, we have this Dell call center. I might have already told this story, I don't know. But it turned out to be, you know, wasn't what they said it was. And I wasn't happy. And we got off the floor from shadowing, and we all go back in the classroom. Everybody's pissed. And the instructor came in, and, well, what'd y'all think? And I'm sitting in the back because I'm the rebel. Everybody just turns and looks at me, and I'm sitting there like, really? I got to be the sacrificial lamb here. You pussies. Okay. I stood up, and I like, this is total fucking bullshit, and just went off on the guy about this job. You guys have lied to us, and we're all pissed. And that was it for me. I never went back. What's this, Gary? The last job my husband had, he wore a suit to the interview and was the first candidate that day to have a suit, jeans, and T-shirts for an architecture project manager. Like I say, man, it's a big ocean out there. You got to be a great white. So, yeah, throw on that suit and tie. It makes a big difference. Makes a really big difference. So, all right. I know. What you got to talk to us about now, ARAYA?
The only thing I have to talk about is bitch about insurance.
Uh-oh. What do you want me to pull up?
There's really nothing to pull up. It's just a personal story and it's a warning, and it's now alerted me to a fucked up situation that I'm probably going to do a video about. So, in being disabled, you know, it'll pertain to you. It could pertain to some other people in the chat as well. When you're on disability, you have Medicare, right?
Right.
You have to have it, too.
Yes. You're going to get it, whether you like it or not.
Well, I looked into, so my disability, I have a rare genetic connective tissue disorder. It's never going to go away. There's no medicine that's ever going to make it better. That's why I'm disabled now, because my body, like, it's too much wear and tear on it, basically, and my joints are now destabilized. And so there's no drug out there that's going to make me better. So I do holistic remedies, you know, like I would rather take turmeric than ibuprofen. So I do supplements instead of drugs. And in fact, you and I've talked about one of those supplements. Like I take Kratom. I think Kratom is amazing. It's got a really bad rap in the news right now, but Kratom is an amazing pain reliever. And so that's one of the things that I take instead of having to be on a bunch of fucking Oxy and hydrocodone and Ooh. God knows what. But so I didn't really need the Medicare. I was like, I don't really see a doctor. Like I'm where I'm at. It's not going to get better. So why do I have to pay like $200 a month, basically, to have Medicare out of my measly disability check when I don't really go to the doctor. But if you don't take the Medicare, then you get a penalty. So then, say when I get older, or something worse happens and I do need like medication and I need to see a doctor on a regular basis, you get penalized then. You have to pay like double for the Medicare. You get a penalty for the rest of your life for doing that. So it just costs you money. So they manipulate you into being on Medicare. It costs money. Then you also have to have another program to get your prescriptions, and if you want to go to the dentist or you want to go to the eye doctor. So then you have to have a Medicare Advantage plan, which you have to pay too. And that Medicare Advantage plan is those annoying commercials you see on TV like a couple times a year where they beat and berate you. It's like Humana and Aetna. Anyways, I got put on Aetna. I didn't know what was happening. Apparently at the beginning of this year, I was supposed to start paying yet another premium that I had no idea about. Had no clue I was supposed to pay a premium. In addition to these other two premiums. So I was supposed to, I guess, pay $44 in January and then $44 in February. And so I do have a prescription that I take as needed to help me stay asleep, because I do also have an adrenaline disorder, and my adrenaline will just run nonstop for like 3 days if I get upset. So I have a certain medication that I can take so that I can get out of that hyper state. I don't necessarily need it. I don't need it often, but it's good to have it. And I tried to get it filled, and they were like, your insurance isn't working. I was like, well, it worked last month. That's weird. Doesn't insurance work? If it works for January, I'm going to have it all through the year. That's how insurance works. Upon investigating, 2 days, 4 hours on the phone, I was supposed to pay this. I never got a bill. I never got a bill from Aetna for this new premium. So they cut me off. So I went to fill they're like, yeah, your script's going to be like a couple $100. And I'm like, that's crazy. So then I had to investigate. Like, I called Aetna. Aetna was like, yeah, if you just pay this like $89, we'll reinstate you. And I was like, okay, so then I can go to the pharmacy and get medicine. And they're like, yeah, but you got to pay this first and then we'll reinstate you. Okay, I've done that plenty of times. I've paid my car insurance late, and I paid it, and I got reinstated. That's how that works. So I went ahead and paid $90 to be able to go get my medicine and whatnot. She then transfers me to a sales agent who wastes 40 minutes of my time to get to the point of telling me that, oh, I don't qualify. What do you mean I don't qualify? And they were trying to re-enroll me. And the only way they could re-enroll me was if I had a special condition, like I had moved or I had been in the hospital and didn't get, and I'm like, I didn't get your fucking bills. I had no idea I had this. So they sent me premium bill I didn't know I had. 2 months, they cut me off without warning. So in the 3rd month, I go to get my medicine, can't get it. They lie to me to get me to pay my bill. I pay it. Then they're like, nope, go fuck yourself. You don't have insurance now. Call Medicare.
I'm so glad I didn't pay mine. I went through the same thing, but keep going.
So now I had Medicare, it took another hour to deal with them. Medicare agreed, yeah, they did you wrong. They never should have done that. She was, she's like, go ahead, and, we did a report. I tried to get him in trouble. She got me in another program, but it's not going to start until April 1st. So, I'm fucked for, 2 weeks. And it's like, okay, luckily, I'm responsible. I'm not out of my meds, It's not a life or death situation, but that's my point. What if it was? What if this was insulin? What if this was my blood pressure medicine? What if this was someone who has a life-saving medicine that is in the same situation I'm in right now, and just out of the blue got kicked off of their fucking Aetna because they didn't pay this bullshit premium that they didn't know about. Like, it's predatory. It's dangerous. It's fucking crazy. And, like, the Medicare lady, you know, I was like, I'm fairly intelligent. I'm not elderly. Like, I'm not disabled in the brain, you know, it's physical. But how the fuck are people who have that limitation going to be able to navigate something like this? And the first time in my life, someone told me, she said, I wish more people were like you. I wish more people would take the time to complain so that these things can get fixed. And I was just like, okay, thank you. Like, she totally validated me. Like, she talked me down off the ledge and everything, and she did everything she could for me. But then when you go on Aetna, when you look up, like, on Facebook, they have dicked so many people over. So many people over.
Insurance companies have.
Yeah, I know. And so this is yet another aspect of it. They deny you, and that was one of the problems. Is like, you know, what am I paying for when you just deny all my claims? It's just, it's crazy. Like, I'm gonna try to. I put a stop payment on the fucking payment. I probably won't get it, but fuck you guys. You're not getting your fucking $90.
Now, my experience with it, with what I've been through medically, everybody's different, and I can understand that. With my experience with insurance, having the worst insurance in the world is better than not having any insurance. For one week I'm up walking around. Next week, I spend the next month in the hospital because I couldn't walk anymore. I was paralyzed. So, yeah, I don't know, man. If I wouldn't have had that insurance, I would have been fucked. Now, I think what you guys need to do, I know you Ray, and I think Saw was saying something right there. You need to call your local DHS office and have somebody talk to you about Medicaid.
I did. I applied. I already applied because my son's on it.
Yeah, they're supposed to pick up the other costs, including that premium.
The first year I was disabled, that's what happened, is Medicaid did pay it. But it was like under some COVID thing. And then all of a sudden they kicked me off of that, and because I had Humana and everything was paid for, and I didn't have to worry about anything. And then Humana, that ended because the program, quote, ended in my area. And then they put me to this Aetna, which last year I had no premium. And then now all of a sudden I have a fucking premium. And then she said it was because there was a special coverage for a year, and that now that coverage fell off. And I was like, how the fuck would I know any of this? Like, it's... Yes, Meg, exactly. Like, the Medicare lady said that. She basically said, yeah, they fucked you. Like, they shouldn't have done none of that. And then there was another special program I could have, like, to get an emergency for my medication. And she's like, oh, you can't even do that because for some reason when you first were enrolled, they didn't, like, they should have done something when I first got on Medicare, and they didn't even do that. She's like, I've never seen that. Like, that's really rare that happens. I was like, sounds like my luck. Again, it's completely out of my hands, and I just had to fucking deal with it. That's why I've learned how to disassociate so well.
It's, oh man, I've been hung up on so many times because they'll have the voice prompt service. And they're like, I'm sitting there, I'm like screaming at the damn phone.
I was.
Yes
like,
or no?
Yep, I'm like, give me, because I'm like, I want to file a grievance. And then they were like, we need your ID number. I said, no, you fucking don't. Like, get me to your grievance department. Like, I'm filing a complaint. You don't need to look up all my information. Just send me to somebody. And they refused to do it. So, like, I did it online. Like, I'm not going to.
I'll tell you what else is she, do you have a Direct Express for your disability?
Mm-mm. It goes in a bank.
Oh, thank God. I've got to get a bank account because I cannot handle Direct Express. There's no, the number you call in, I don't care what time. It can be 1 in the morning, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We're experiencing a heavy call volume. Please call back again.
Yeah.
Click every goddamn time. I am so sick of it. My card expires at the end of May. Yeah, at the end of May, and I had a deal pop up, and I don't know if I'm getting a new card or not. I can't talk to anybody. There's nobody to talk to. It's fucking ridiculous. If you look up Direct Express, oh my God, you're gonna.
You mentioned it before.
Oh, you think Democrats and Republicans go at it? Shit. Yeah. Oh, hey, she got my new light. And a new light.
I see it.
And hold on a second. Did I unplug it? I think I just unplugged it. And there's blue, then it goes to the yellow.
My son has one like that, but it's like a dinosaur or something.
I did have a Millennium Falcon one somewhere. Oh yeah, I'm getting a new light. Got a badass one, but it'll be in tomorrow. So, yeah, the whole insurance thing is like the biggest freaking scam in the world. And
So if you guys have Aetna, get the fuck off Aetna. You have like another week. You have till the end of March to get a different Medicare Advantage provider because they're assholes. You don't want to have to deal with them. Like if you haven't had a problem with them yet, go ahead and get rid of them before you do have a problem with them.
They've got me on. I'm not on Aetna. I'm on United Healthcare, the one where the CEO just got capped.
Yeah, that's another one.
Executed is more like it.
My grandma was on that one.
So I haven't had any problems with it. They cover most everything.
Well, the Medicare chick, like, so they had me on a program that, like, it was, like, another $100 a month, and then now this $44 premium, plus I had a copay on my script. And then the Medicare lady went and she was looking, she put my zip code in, and she's like, wait a minute. She's like, this WellCare program, she's like, it's free, there's no premium, and your prescriptions are $7 a piece. I was like, done. $7 a month. Like, what the fuck? Why was I not on that before? Like, oh my god.
Carrie, don't you dare tell anybody where my baby is.
And like I was saying, in my 20s, I was a professional. I was a employment consultant. I was a branch manager of the Johnson County Mental Health Association. Like, I've been a professional. I used to have really good insurance. And it's funny when you have really, really good insurance and then you go to fucking Medicaid. They treat you like a pauper.
Yeah, they do. But the whole, and I think with the whole Medicaid thing, because you're on disability, you don't make that much money. And
no, I know. I literally applied the other day when this was going on so that I could hurry up and get Medicaid back.
Because here's the good part. They cover that shit coming out of your Social Security, so you're going to start getting more Social Security because they're going to cover what comes out.
Yep, and that's how it was that
like
first year.
Around 170, 180
a
month, I think.
It's almost $200.
Yeah, you're going to be getting that back. So, yeah, I don't think you'll be able to get back the other from what you've already gone through.
Right.
But you'll start seeing that every month and shit like that. So, that's good. That is a good thing. And I had to get on there, too, for the same thing that you went through. Plus, I'm having to move, and they're actually going to help me find a place now. Because I can't handle it here. So, anyway. So, we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to play a video. And let's see if this works. I need.
My boss had the nerve to say to me, "It feels like the only reason you're here is for the money." I said to him, "I can't think of one single reason why I'd be here otherwise." Back in 2018, this woman decided she was going to wax philosophical on Twitter. She'd posted, "A kid born in 2010 is now 18 years. Let that sink in. Public education. Funds going to good use." Then, she had the nerve to double down and argue with people when they called her out. I never thought I would need to explain a basic math, but since we hear, students not only dumb, but arrogant as well. Very nice. I'll never understand guys who pay dominatrix to degrade them. Just get married and fold the towels wrong. If I win the lottery, I won't tell anybody. But there'll be signs.
I'm so tired. I could really use a white monster inside of me right now.
I'm at the energy drink! I'm at the energy drink!
There are two sides to every story. And you're a cunt in both.
Dear couples, what do you do after an orgasm?
I finish the autopsy and then assure myself that one bad decision doesn't make me a bad veterinarian.
What the fuck is the point of this?
You gotta collect paper.
But I'm tired! I've been walking for hours!
I found my ex-girlfriend's body in the morgue I work at. It was very awkward.
She's still giving you the silent treatment? The cold shoulder? Or did she ghost you?
Calling a woman's labia roast beef when balls literally look like ice cream scoops of elephant skin is insane.
Ball skin Robbins.
If I wouldn't have slowed down, y'all was not gonna catch me. And let me been in that new scat pack, I'd have took off on y'all dumbass. You two fuckers just made the biggest mistake of your lousy career.
When your boyfriend is accusing you of cheating, and you're standing there thinking he's starting to sound just like your husband.
KFC doesn't even have to try anymore. They're just like, come get your bucket, you fat piece of shit. Evelyn is furious at our neighbor who sunbathes naked in her backyard. Personally, I'm on the fence. She says, I'm not a boy or a girl. Where do I pee? Outside. With the rest of them, San Francisco. Gambling addiction hotlines would do so much better if every fifth caller was a winner.
Eyeball. Eyeball. Eyeball.
I drive more safely when there's food on my passenger seat than when there's a person in it. Apparently, it's rude to poke someone in the forehead and say, skip intro, when they start talking to you.
My primary objective is to attain an inordinate sum of influence and following, and then give the impression that I am no longer familiar with the acquaintances within my surrounding vicinity.
If you see someone over 40 out in public after 9 p.m., they 100% took a nap earlier in the day. People unfriend me on Facebook, and I don't even notice until I see them in the people you may know feed. Vacations might be expensive, but you can't put a price tag on arguing with your family in a different city. Why is Subway asking for a tip? We literally made this sandwich together. The student with the worst grades should get to give a graduation speech too. I want to hear both sides. Living with a dog consists of 90% following each other around, watching each other go potty, and wondering what the other has in its mouth.
I'm a feminist. I use my mom's last name instead of my father's.
Ugh. You mean your grandfather's last name?
I think my son finally has a girlfriend. He just made me pull over so he can talk to someone. Look at this. Who is he talking to? Oh, he couldn't talk to her in the car. Oh, that's so adorable.
No matter how good you think a man is, the real him is in that phone. When you're watching porn on your phone and the phone hits 5%, and it's a race between your nut and your battery, that is called masturbating. Found in a patient's crack before a colonoscopy.
This is a sticks and stones case. Did you see the rocks?
I can't see you. Wait.
Who's got STDs? I need you to fuck someone for me.
Calling an STD hit is absolutely insane. It's some biological warfare. When you're young and you drop something, you just pick it up. But when you're older and you drop something, you stare at it for a while, wondering if you actually need it anymore. That's it, kids. Remember to like and subscribe. Until next time.
Dude, did you guys see that with the belt sander? I want to try that. I think I got a friend that's got a creeper, and we have a belt sander. I want to try that. I promise. Don't let me forget everybody. Oh, here she comes. Hi there. Welcome back. That's the wrong guy doing that. I'm still going to try it, so don't let me forget everybody. You with us?
Yep.
I am going to try something that we just saw at the end of the skill tour video. The guy's laying on a creeper. You know, that mechanics use to go in their cars. The wheels on it. And he's got belts. He's got a sander. And he's sitting there doing that. And he's sitting there spinning around. I'm like, I got to try that. I got to find my friend. He's got a creeper. And we got a belt sander out there. That'll be a lot of fun. I'll make sure I record that. And I'll probably get hurt. But hey, it's all fun and games. So I need to fix my camera real quick. Because he's been misbehaving, haven't you? Don't tell me no. No. Get back down here. Back. Hey, back. Back down. Stop it. I mean it. God damn, what is with this damn camera tonight? Oh, God. All right. Moving on. What do we got here? Oh. Politics. Yeah. Did you guys see that judge? Where are these judges coming from? They need to be impeached. He sat there and they were, what's this?
It's funny.
Push-ups. He'll be here. Go on back, dude. We understand. We'll catch you in a little bit, Bubba. We'll still be here. So, tell her to hurry up, though. I mean, it's kind of rude. I had this scheduled in advance, so tell her she's being very untoward. Our show.
Did you guys like my little cameo last night?
Did you like my story about Birchwear? Stay free mini pads. Oh my God! You know how many times I told? Man, that is an old joke. We used to tell it back in the day with Warwick Davis from Willow. And it never gets old. And it's so funny because everybody's thinking the story is true until I drop that Stay Free mini pads. Then half the people get it, and the other half are like, what?
knee-jerk reaction. I didn't plan on it.
Guess who's here?
Hey, Michael.
What's up,
You
buddy?
got my telepathic message.
Hurry up and get on
I
here.
summoned you. It only took an hour and 12 minutes.
So let me find this real
Good to see you, man.
Hell yeah. Try to find this real quick. Live severe weather. Let's look at what you got going on real quick here.
But I swear to God, Slob Saul, he sounds like a fucking lesbian. He's got like the most like high-pitched, nasally, estrogen dominant voice out of a man. Like he swings for the other team. I don't care what anybody says. I have really good gaydar. I worked in the bars in the 2000s. One of my best friends was a gay guy, and he took me under his wing. He called me his butterfly, and I was his cover for a lot of things. People didn't know he was gay, and he taught me all the signs. We would sit in the bar, and he'd just be like, you see that? See them? Like, there'd be two couples, and he'd be like, them dudes are fucking later. I'd be like, what? And he'd be like, watch them. And so then as I was working, I would then pay attention to certain people. And then I would be able to see who left together at the end of the night. And he was fucking right. He was so right. Like, if you're a man, don't ever ask another man for a lighter at a bar, by the way. If there's a woman near you. That's a sign. It's a signal. But I can pick them out. I have great gaydar. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand why, like, he's so catty towards her. Like, I don't think it's because he wants to fuck her. Like, I think it's jealousy.
Okay, I hope this is it. Let me see here.
But I had to diffuse the situation because I thought.
Time for your morning rush. A federal judge is demanding answers after hundreds of Venezuelan immigrants were deported over the weekend under the Trump administration. Judge James Boasberg ordered planes to turn around while he weighed a high-stakes lawsuit. The Justice Department claims the planes were already outside of U.S. territory. The administration defends the removals, saying they are lawful under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Now the judge is demanding a response from the DOJ with a deadline of noon today.
I don't want to sit here and keep looking for it, though. They were dragging them in there. Those guards knew exactly who these idiots were. And where in the hell does some circuit court judge have the power to fucking order our president to do that shit? Let alone order the Department of Justice to give an answer. And plus, when they're out over international airspace, they ain't got to do shit, you tell them. And rest of the video, they shows them, man, they're dragging down there, and they're just, there's like 3 or 4 guys sitting there just shaving everything off, shaving their heads, shaving their faces, big old buzz cutters.
It looks fake as fuck. I watched it. It looks. If it looks fake, it just looks fake. I mean, I know we're supposed to believe it. I know it's a good thing, but it just looks so set up. So set up. All the guys' heads are ducked. You can't see who anybody is. It's just
that is for a reason. I can explain that right there. Really, I've been down by the border when I was in El Paso, and on the other side is Juarez, Mexico. Shit happens down there that they don't tell you about, because if they were to report it, you're either going to be getting your door kicked in by a gang, or they're going to be kicking the door in at the news station and everybody's going to be slaughtered. When I was down there, they had already pulled the bodies off, but they had some incident happen. They hung people on the bridge going across. And the people, when we went through there and saw it, you could still see the ropes, but you couldn't see the people. They had already cut them down. They wear those masks to protect their lives because they.
I'm talking about the criminals.
Oh, the criminals. They showed a lot of their faces on that one video, but like I said, I'd have to
I saw a few when they're getting their head shaved, but other than that, they were all ducked down, and it was so cinematic, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
It's set up that way on purpose. I think it's real as hell, but it's set up that way because they want to see. Yeah, here we go. They want to see these people that we mean business. We're not playing around with this shit anymore. And
I'm all for it.
Oh God, yes. And that's what cracks me. I know what this is all about. I think it is about cheap slave labor more than anything. Let me find this one video.
Optics is actually the word I was looking for.
Optics, okay. To find this, and it's like everything else. There's videos out there you can find of like Biden. You know how he talked about the gays while he was in the White House. You look for it. You can find the video where he's sitting there. He is totally against gay marriage. Same with Hillary and Bill Clinton. Same with Obama. And it's all the same shit. They say the same thing about immigration. You know.
Yeah, they just repeat it and recycle it.
Yeah. Well, they flip-flop around to get your vote, and then they fucking show their true colors more than anything.
That's why I'm a political orphan.
Yep. Cannot find the video, but I found this one. And that's the JFK files. This shit is getting fucking crazy as hell. Let me see here. Here we go.
Thousand pages that fast. Some people are putting it into ChatGPT and saying, well, ChatGPT says it's nothing big. Don't buy it. There's some really explosive stuff in here, potentially. I got my hands on a couple. Just have to process a couple of things, and we'll be on it in just a moment or two. Breaking news tonight, and President Trump made good on his promise, as he's been doing basically every day since he became president, huh? America just not accustomed to this. President Trump broke the mold, both in term one and this time around as well. It's pretty great. All right. We have a couple of other items to touch on. First, number one, we had a splashdown, a good old-fashioned splashdown today.
And splashdown. Crew 9 back on Earth.
How about that? Splashdown. Kind of old-timey, right? The rescued astronauts, Sonny and Butch, are back on planet Earth, along with 2 Russians, thanks to Elon Musk. There's one I have right here, and it's from, it looks like it's a CIA memo in July of 1967. The day after the assassination, Gary Underhill left Washington in a hurry. Late in the evening, he showed up at the home of friends in New Jersey. He was very agitated. A small clique within the CIA was responsible for the assassination, he confided, and he was afraid for his life and probably would have to leave the country. Less than 6 months later, Underhill was found dead, shot to death in his Washington, D.C. apartment. The coroner ruled it a suicide. J. Garrett Underhill had been an intelligence agent during World War II and was a recognized authority on limited warfare and small arms. He was also on intimate terms with a number of high-ranking CIA officials, arms dealer, broker, all this stuff. Clients, he actually bought equipment from the same place where Lee Harvey Oswald bought the rifle. This is good and very interesting. We also have this. It might be a crank letter that purports to be from John F. Kennedy Jr., sent to the U.S. Capitol, and it says, Dear Senator Biden, you are a traitor. Signed, John F. Kennedy, and it's actually it's sent from an address in Massachusetts where he may or may not have had property. 8,000 documents. We got to take our time with this, connect the dots, needle in the haystack. Can't just put it in ChatGPT and hope for the best. There's stuff that I think they're going to find, and maybe, probably shouldn't, but one interpretation says that the CIA and the FBI were actively monitoring and that they have record of a phone call placed by Oswald to the Soviet embassy in Mexico where he said the job is still on. Now, this is a summary based on the documents, and a lot of things are coming at us fast and furious, so we're not going to be able to process this fully for a while, but it's a huge step in the right direction. All we had until now, well, we had a lot, including the Zapruder film. You know, all of the talk of the JFK assassination has my mind thinking about the attempted assassination on President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. If you put these two side by side, it makes more and more sense that the government was involved, probably in both, okay? The government, yeah, the first time around, and I think the government had its act together in 1963, more so now than then. They pulled it off back then. They couldn't quite pull it off now, right? It was incompetent. I'm so glad it failed this time, of course, but I'm deeply, deeply suspicious, and I think we all should be. Look, when the first assassination happened in 1963, it changed the country, right? I mean, everybody was shocked for decades that hung over the country. But think of all the things, some of the things that actually went right in Dallas that went wrong in Butler, Pennsylvania. For instance, after Kennedy was shot, whether it was by Oswald or the man on the grassy knoll, I believe it was Oswald and several other co-conspirators. It took 5 seconds for that limo to get out of the kill zone. That's all the way back in 1963. Fast forward to 2024, how long did it take President Trump for them to get him off the stage and into a car and out of the scene? 2 minutes. That's crazy. That's I think, a sign of a broken government. Once he's in the car inches away, doesn't know where to go, can't find the directions to the hospital because the GPS, they had no cell service. Also this, the gunman, Crooks, right, is running around literally like one of those ducks at a carnival, you know, going back and forth. Now, if you're in the Secret Service or in law enforcement and you don't see this guy running back and forth, well, we know now that they didn't see him in part because nobody was charged with looking at that building. It was literally, everybody thought other people were looking at that building. That's insane. Now, all of these years later, actually, it's been how long? 62 years since Dallas and the assassination of JFK. 30 years after the assassination, Frontline took a hard look at what happened. And they found a new film in addition to the Zapruder film. It's called the Hughes film. Check this out.
This film, shot by amateur cameraman Robert Hughes, shows the presidential motorcade approaching Dealey Plaza. Hughes stops filming for a few seconds and then starts again just as the limousine passes in front of the depository.
All right, and then these guys, they zoom in on the building. What can we see? Remember, you saw the gunman Crooks walk back and forth all over the place? There are only 2 witnesses who saw Oswald in that window.
Information. Truth.
I've said from the beginning the driver did it. I don't need all that talk.
It wasn't the driver, but there was definitely somebody else. And, you know, an experienced sniper, which Oswald was not. You know, the last thing a sniper wants to do is be seen. So a sniper is not going to sit there and point a gun out the window where people can see him. Most snipers, they'll set up a couple tables or something to elevate themselves up, and they're going to be on the other side of the room, looking out the window. They'll elevate themselves if they got to shoot down, so they'll be up close to the ceiling, so they'll have the angle. But last thing you're going to see is a rifle barrel coming out the window. A real sniper will not do that. So.
I mean, they saw the dipshit on the roof for Trump, though.
Yeah, that was, like I said, they actually, I think he was right, though. They actually had their shit together. And I think I just found the video that I was wanting you to watch. And this is a little bit about the same thing. And I think it shows something else I was wanting to talk about.
Bottom of the rabbit hole on these JFK files. And what do you know? I mean, not too much new, but literally what everyone already knew, which the government, entrenched bureaucrats, and overeducated institutionalists called us conspiracy theorists for. Turns out to be true. And if you think it's crazy, look no further than Chuck Schumer. He basically said the quiet part out loud when Trump was pushing the same buttons Kennedy was years ago.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
And I'm going to prove him right, because much of what was released we already knew. But to illustrate exactly why I don't trust the government, we're going to put it all in one place for you, with the old and the new info, because it's pretty crazy how so many things are connected. Let's take a walk down that rabbit hole, shall we? You ever heard of a guy named Gary Underhill? He was a former World War II military intel guy who then went on to work for the CIA, working for projects such as special assignments that were classified. Well, in 1964, the Warren Commission determined that Lee Harvey Oswald assassinated Kennedy and acted alone. Shortly after, Mr. Underhill traveled from D.C. to New Jersey to confide in some friends, and according to newly unredacted report, what he said to those friends was, quote, he attributed the Kennedy murder to a CIA clique which was carrying on a lucrative racket in gun running, narcotics, and other contraband, and manipulating political intrigue to serve its own ends. Kennedy supposedly got wind that something was going on and was killed before he could blow the whistle on it. And wouldn't you know, 6 months later, Mr. Underhill was found dead, alone, and had allegedly shot himself in the left side of Mr. Underhill was found dead, alone, and had allegedly shot himself in the left side of his head, even though he was right-handed. It was ruled a suicide. Now, in my experience on this earth, people who have come forward with information that incriminates big people or organizations that end up dead, I mean, do you really believe they killed themselves? Like Jeffrey Epstein? Don't worry, I'll get to that in a sec. Now, lots of other factors raise eyebrows, but did you know that JFK's car route was also changed at the last minute? By who? The mayor, Earl Cabell, who was, at the time of the shooting, a current CIA asset, and his brother, Charles, had been a senior member at the CIA that had been forced to retire from the agency the year before by JFK. Why does this matter? Oh, this goes on to why the CIA would have it out for JFK as well. You ever heard of an agency called the ICA, the International Cooperation Administration? Probably not. Why? Because they were disbanded. They were the agency that was disbanded after the Bay of Pigs disaster in April of 1961. I mentioned this before, where under JFK, the U.S. tried to invade Cuba during the Cold War using humanitarian and foreign aid as a front to gather intel for that invasion. That bad intel that was gathered landed assets in a swamp, compounded with the fact that Kennedy denied air support that doomed the entire operation. That tension between the intel community and JFK was only made worse when Kennedy famously said this failure that would, quote, he would splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces and scatter it to the winds. And 5 months later, he closed that agency, the ICA, which was seen as an attempt to hamper unaccountable covert operations. Guess what agency he started in its place? A little-known agency that was supposed to be more accountable to the State Department. That agency was called USAID. You see, prior to this, multiple agencies were using foreign assistance under their own agency cover to cover up their operations. The State Department, the CIA, and tons of others, many using the ICA as cover while competing to see who could out-intel each other, often with massive overlaps, and there were tons of turf wars within our own agencies.
I feel like my dad's making me watch the news with that. I don't like corporate news people. I know a lot of Chrissy and people go on Newsmax. I've heard of it. I just
I
It
will
makes me
give
want to go
this-
fall asleep on my grandma's couch.
I will give this guy a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt than I give most because you notice there's something about him. That is a Navy SEAL right there. He is wearing the Navy SEAL Trident lapel. Hold on a second. So this is why we need you push-ups. We need you to help get our shit straight on this.
Yeah, definitely keep the perspective straight and, facts. Facts matter.
Yeah, like I said, this all dropped late last night. I think it was dropping while Keanu was doing her deal, and it's crazy. It really is. There's going to be a lot of shit they got to sort through and try to make try to make heads or tails out of it. I guarantee you it's probably not all going to be there. It's nuts. It really is.
You're right, Michael. That's where I've been for a couple years now. But I didn't watch news since I was in college. I would pay attention to local news. Again, I've just never been a big national news person because I grew up with the Serenity Prayer. My mom was an alcoholic, and so literally, have the courage to change the things that you can.
Push-ups, you want to call in? What would you rather do? Would you like to call in, or would you like to be a guest? You can get on. You can hide your face. You don't have to be on camera. But we'd like to have you up here.
Yeah, Carrie called in last week.
I can fix that. You were having trouble hearing her, though, right?
No, she couldn't hear me.
Who couldn't hear you?
Carrie.
Carrie. I thought you couldn't hear Carrie. We can try it again. Let me boot this baby up real quick.
No, I could hear her. He likes to do that, Carrie.
All right, you can try calling in.
But anyways, I don't like to deal with national news because I can't change it. I can only change what's local to
Okay,
me.
it's not letting me call. It's weird how this is working. I got your number right here. I'm going to call you. And give me a second here. I should have just done this on the keyboard. It would have been faster. 6, 8, 7, 6. All right, I'm calling you. Can you hear, Carrie? I mean, Araya? Is this push-ups? Hey, how's it going, buddy?
No, now I can't hear him. That's crazy.
You can't hear him, Araya?
No, but I could hear Carrie last week. And when your son popped on, I could hear him.
Okay. Yeah. You've met this dude. You intrigue the hell out of me, dude. It's like you've got this alter ego like Batman and Bruce Wayne. I totally disagree. But go ahead. Yeah. Oh my God. I know a girl that gets it from TikTok. Even worse, dude. Oh. Don't be humble, man. I brought you on here. You can let it rip, dude. You can call it the way you want to call it, dude. That's why I wanted you to call.
I don't think they can hear him either, unfortunately. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Dude, I am so happy that you've called in, man, because, I mean, like I said, you're like my little brother. I love you to death, and I value your opinion on a lot of this stuff because it seems like you're more connected to this stuff than I am. And I think it's getting really big because, I mean, I see this stuff for what it is. I see how I've seen, like the whole gay marriage thing. I see how the Democrats flip flop to get these votes in. Um, the video I was wanting to play, they showed them, hey, we got to close this border, we got to do this, and what happens? Biden gets in, and it's a free for all, and then we try to, he could have done the same thing Trump did, and boom, cut it all off, but he didn't do it. They kept coming in and coming in, and we had to do our own down there to stop it, and ooh, okay, yeah, 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 yes, yeah. There was a reason why they were called spooks back in the day. Yeah. Felix Rodriguez, American intelligence agent, correct? All right, found him. Cool. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome to stay on longer if you want to. Dude, my mind has just been blown, dude. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? You sound young. 30. Okay, you're older than what I thought. But you are so in tune to this stuff. We need you on here more. Um, so about the illegal immigration, you have the whole flip flopping, and how halfway through that train wreck or back alley abortion, whatever you want to call it, that Kamala was running. They're sitting there bringing up. We got to do something about this problem, but on this, you're still on the same side, and you got these sanctuary cities, and oh my God, it's just what. So what did Bernie? What was Bernie Sanders? What did he actually say about what it does to our labor? Again, if you don't mind me.
All right. We're live.
Yeah. Slave labor, yeah. That right there. Yeah, keep going, keep going. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Well, yeah. And that's your flip flopping right there. During Trump presidency, they were sitting there bitching about wages. We need to raise the minimum wage. We need to do this. We need to do that. And we all know what happens when that happens. Everything else goes up, and it never went up. And they quit fighting. During Biden, you never heard him say anything about that again. And that's what happens. They will. Unfortunately, there are jobs out there that nobody here in America. Some of the homeless, they don't care. They ain't gonna do it, but they'll come in. And the thing with migrant workers are they were migrants, and it was okay because they'll come in and they did work cheap, which sucks. So I mean, it's like slave labor, but they migrated. They would go back home after that. Some might stay on and do some other stuff, but you know, the migrants and immigrants are two different things. And we've let all these immigrants in, and none of them have jobs. How long have they been here now? They're not working. So, oh, go ahead, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I meant to say. Thank you. I would rather see that than see a whole bunch of people staying in a 4-star hotel at a taxpayer's expense. You know, at least they're out there working. So. Yes. Exactly. No, you're not by much at all. It'd be one of those things, you know. It could lean either way. It'd only take a little breeze, and boom, there it goes. So, well, thank you very much for coming on, and hopefully you'll come on again next week or something. It, I would love that. I would love that. Talk to him, and I would love to get you both on here. That would be simply incredible. What's going on? Hold on a second, Raya. Are you in danger?
No. I'm okay, but it's windy as hell out there.
No, that
I
was
know, it's
the storm front that's rolling.
Yeah,
into
that's
her
the one that
area.
just went through.
Oh, it's already gone through. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that went through, but if you see, there's one kind of near me.
Okay, buddy. Thank you so much, bud. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
I'm just getting
That was
some
so
rattling
fucking
from this
awesome.
close shit right here. I was
Yeah,
having
if
to
you need
check
drop
what was
off,
going
just-
on.
If you got to go, go. We all know what's going on. Now, this is something funny that's happened. Izzy, are you still on here, buddy? 'Cause- oh my God, he fell asleep last night. I was talking on there on your stream. I was like, rockabye Izzy on the treetop, ba 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 ba. Down will come Izzy, cradle and all. Oh my God, dude was sound asleep. He was sitting there in his chair like, and I'm sitting there like watching real close. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had a number or something I could call.
That's funny.
But
didn't know
I was
he
sitting there watching,
streamed.
like making sure he's moving and he wasn't dead on us. You inconsiderate motherfucker. He got tuckered out, I guess, man. I am so glad you're on here. I'm glad you're okay. I'm
Definitely.
glad you got sleep, even though it was online.
Hey, don't you get watch time hours like that? I know a lot of people do sleep streams.
Oh man, those are creepy though, because man, people will be on the other side watching.
I would
whacking
never
or
do
something.
that.
Not saying I was or wasn't, but no. Yeah, I've seen those, and it just creeps me the hell out. I mean, I couldn't do it. I couldn't sit there and watch somebody sleep, let alone sit there and sleep knowing there's an audience. I mean, my windows are blacked out like I'm at a crack house or something, because most of my life, I've never been able to adjust to daytime hours, so most of my jobs, like working on networks and stuff like that, that's usually done at nighttime, so it doesn't interfere with businesses, and I've always had trouble adjusting daytime. I never could, so I'm up till about 3 or 4 in the morning. I sleep most of the daytime, and it's basically musician hours also.
Yeah, it was bar hours. I used to be like that. I always had blacked out windows because I would sleep till 4 in the day and then get up and go to work maybe I'd get up at noon and I'd go to work at like 5. But I had I'd sleep till 2, I could sleep till 3.
Okay, I'm kind of curious. Were you guys able to hear push-ups in the chat? I know ARAYA couldn't at first, and then I switched over and she could hear.
That
Oh
sucks.
no. We'll have to do that differently this time. Damn. I want to see this.
Well, I guess it was practice push-ups.
Yeah. No,
I heard
this
you, and I
pisses
learned a
me
few
off.
things. Like, it was interesting, and I mean, definitely
Very
come on again and
interesting.
talk about that. That's one of those conversations where I can just listen and learn. I can't really
I
input
learned quite
much.
a bit, and he amazes me. He really does.
Like history, I'm just not good with like dates, and like I remember like big events, but I'm just never been a history buff, or like I'm the science, art, English girl. So like let me, do something creative or artsy. I had a real hard time like history, math, not my fortes. Yeah, no shit, Izzy. Your next comment.
Wow, they couldn't hear. That sucks. Man, we'll do it differently next time. I'm writing a book about Cold War history. This is all stuff I dug up. That would be very interesting. How far along are you with that book? Push-ups? So I would love to know more. I know during the Cold War, I hate people that think it never happened. It was just was it Cold Scare, or the Red Scare, or something like that. I can't remember. But I know for a fact here in Oklahoma, if there was ever going to be, if the shit was going to hit the fan, we were going to be one of the top 5 targets that get hit first here in Oklahoma, because of that, mainly because of Tinker Air Force Base. It's a logistics center, and plus we stockpile a lot of the bombs for the B-52 and now some of the current bombers that we got. But the logistics alone was, we were going to be one of their first targets. That, and there's some of the mechanics that they have here. There's some of our military aircraft that they have to come here to be fixed. Don't know what's going to say. Well, I can't wait for you to get that done.
But doing a book when you have your own personal research, like that's what I do. Like I do my own research. That's why like I don't listen to talking heads. Like I'm just gonna go find out myself. And then like I'll just get all the information, and then I'll decipher and discern what's true and what's not, and what I believe. So it's cool that Push-Ups does his own research for his book.
Yeah.
Like I like that. That's interesting.
He is pretty damn smart.
And Michael, that's really nice and funny and cute of you to say. Like you have the ability to get me on Simpcast. But I'm usually a faithful Simpcast watcher. But I may or may not have a little bit of bad blood over the Keanu thing. So, I don't know.
Same here.
I think, if anybody, she should have been on Simpcast the other day.
Yeah. I don't know what... I hear this and I hear that. I've heard like 2 or 3 different things, but...
I literally, I didn't watch it Sunday, and that's one of the, like, it's probably 3 out of the last 2 years that I've missed, maybe, and this one was actually kind of intentional, so.
Yeah, I nothing against Chrissy, but some of her humor is just kind of dry to me.
Well, like, she's coming to Indiana, to Fort Wayne, and, like, I feel like I manifested it, because why the fuck is she coming to Indiana? But I didn't do it well, because she's going to be 3 hours away. But if Lila and Keanu were coming, I'd be there, because we'd be hanging out the night before. You know what I mean? Like, I would go up there, I'd get a fucking hotel, I wouldn't make it weird, hopefully I'd be, welcome or whatever. But if they all 3 were coming to Indiana, I would be going up there.
That's how it was when I met my friends, the Soap Girls. They're from South Africa, Cape Town, and they came through here, and they're larger than life. There's these 2 sisters. One of them, she was up on stage, had the bass player, she didn't even have a top on. But seeing them and, getting my picture taken with them afterwards, I went full retard. I was like, no,
I've met so many famous people. Like, I don't geek out. Like, I did geek out over Nelly, but, like, day-to-day people, like,
So I am going to see Leela Hart.
I would love to see all three of them. That's what I'm saying. That was my point, is if Chrissy was still touring with Lila and Keanu, like, she tours, she does a show with all of them, and all of a sudden, that's not all of them. I'm going to be, like, I mean, I know because Lila's on her own tour, but still, it's like, if they all three were coming, I would drive to Fort Wayne. And maybe I could talk Carrie into meeting me there since she's up in Michigan. But I'm not going just for the one. Yeah, she has Meg, and I'm happy for her. And she's a star wherever she goes, so it's their loss.
Yeah, I think I might have found it. Maybe not. But, yeah, Leela's coming here to Oklahoma City May something. I already got my ticket. I got the last ticket that guarantees me going I guess backstage or whatever afterwards and getting my picture taken with them all. But it will be with the Micro Maidens.
Yep, that's awesome.
So I already got my ticket. I got the last one, and I was like, yeah.
It's meant to be.
Yep. So I get to see her pretty soon. And I found this. I found the light that I'm getting ready to get tomorrow. You guys see this. This thing is fucking sweet. There's the club foot long. Oh, yeah.
And the post office should have won the Untoward Award.
The what?
The post office should have won the Untoward Award. So when we found out Zara was not going to make it, Meg and another friend of mine, but Meg sent me a care package. And she didn't tell me about it. It was a surprise. And it was very thoughtful and personal. And it didn't get here. It got sent to Atlanta, Georgia instead and delivered to God knows where. So I never got my package. And at the same time, another friend of mine ordered me something online, and it got stuck in Illinois, and she had to file a claim. So in the same week, 2 friends sent me gifts in the mail, and neither one of them could make it to my house. And then just now I found out, there's been something else in the mail, because I get informed delivery, and there was something else coming, and it was another week late. It was Indiana, then they sent it to Ohio, and then back to Fort Wayne, and then back to Indiana, and then I finally got it today. And a girlfriend of mine had gotten me, she ordered me a little sun catcher. It's I should go grab it, but I'll show it next time. But it's just this cute sun catcher, and it's personalized. So it's 1 out of 3 packages. The U.S. Postal Service is this bad that 3 people sent me something, and only one of them got here, and it got here, it took 2 weeks to get here. So, U.S. Postal Service, eat a dick. No accountability.
Yeah, tell me about it. Let me see here. Check this real quick. So I'm thinking about doing something kind of insane here.
It's crazy, Carrie. I literally don't trust him anymore at all. I'm baffled and shocked when people, because the same friend that sent me the thing that got here today, she corresponds with her grandma and her niece. They send letters and postcards and little trinkets back and forth in the mail all the time. And they have no problem, but I don't know. I don't trust the fucking Postal Service.
Check what out. This one I'm getting tomorrow. And it better show up.
Oh, you're getting that light? That's awesome.
Yeah. It was half off on, no, it was about 30% off on Amazon. I was like, I like that.
That's awesome
I gotta
looking.
get that. Thank you. And then, just cracked me up while I was looking for that. There's the I swear to God, she is just a doll. I love her to death. What would we do without her?
I hang out in her streams now a lot just because it's a high vibe.
So does Girthquake. I need to come up with a superhero persona and just shove a bunch of clothes in my crotch. I've actually got a oh God, let me find the picture for Girthquake. Oh my God, it never ends. Let me see. Porn, how'd that get on here? Oh, watch you later. No, just kidding. I can't find it.
We're at 2 hours, by the way.
I know. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, time flies when you are having fun. And I had a lot of fun. Especially talking to push-ups. And as funny as you fucking passed out last night on your stream.
Does Izzy stream right there on this channel? Or is it on something else?
Yeah, he's got his channel. And he streams about anything and everything. He's a crotchety old guy.
I'll click the live button and just scroll through and just try to find. Like, I found a couple people that way that I like to watch. They just sit there and are shooting the shit or whatever, and then sometimes when like somebody tells me Courtney's live, I'll go and look, and it will not show me. I'll click it and I'll like refresh. I have to like physically look her up. So I don't know what that's about.
You know what? We never did get to that faking Down syndrome you were talking about.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. We can do it next week.
Okay, because my friend just reposted it and I saw it there. This is somebody I want you guys to check out when you get the time. Find his link. His name is William Archibald. And let me see. There he is. Why is he showing ass crack on that? Let me share this tab instead. This is my friend, William Archibald. He's got a stream. That's how you can find him. Look him up. William Archibald is his name. He does a lot of these videos. He tries to get on. Some of them are pretty short. Some of them aren't. But it's talks about a lot of this crap that's going on today. And some of it's pretty damn funny. Let me see. Click on this one.
Hi, I'm Vera Tamilo.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
That's my buddy William.
Sarah McBride. No, not the dainty, light sounding, very eclectic country music singer that we.
I'm going to cut him off right there. That's him. That's William. He's a mechanic. You see that? You see what's behind him, right? See that roadster?
No, I can't tell.
Okay. Right there by his left ear, you see the steering wheel?
Yeah.
And that's the whole back. That's the whole seat right there. And
okay. Okay, now I see it.
There's the intake, and that's the engine. And that is sitting right there in his garage that he works out of. So, guys, check him out. He's also on Twitter or X. I can't call it X. I feel dirty for some reason. But I guess we're going to wrap it up. We went 2 hours. Hell yeah. Let's catch up on our chats real quick. I have a notification set up. Courtney, County, Chrissy, and you guys, thank you so much.
Because you're awesome, Carrie.
Yes, you are, Carrie. We love you to death. We love you, Meg. YouTube is not a Courtney fan. Okay. There's another Courtney that it always brings up first. Michael. How's it going in Texas, bro? Yeah, the post office is old news. Where I live at, we barely get ours out. Saw. See you next week. So see you, bro. Carrie.
Thanks, Saw. I know you're pulling double duty again.
Hell yeah. And thank you, Push-Ups, man. I love you, brother.
See
you guys take it easy. And I'll probably be doing a game stream. I got a new game that I've been playing called Unpossessed, the Exorcism Simulator. So I'll probably be doing that here probably about 11 midnight or something. So love you guys, and we're out of here. You guys take it easy. Thank you for tuning in. Like and share and subscribe.
See ya.
And
Love ya.
love you guys. Love you too, ARAYA. Boom. We're out of here.